Okay. Hello, dear friends. Good afternoon. Such a beautiful, beautiful afternoon. So, I was preparing to ship a piece of painting, painting prints, and every time when I do this, I just when I do the shipping label and seeing the place location, it always bring me so much imagination to a different place, to sometimes to a different country, sometimes a different state. It's just so fascinating, don't you think so? And actually, this shipping is to a friend who is coming to our Zoom interview, Zoom chat. And yeah, each time I am so curious. Here we are, welcoming our nice, lively, lovely young lady, Bailey. Okay, I will start. Hello, dear friends. Good afternoon. Such a beautiful, beautiful afternoon. And it is even more beautiful with this young lady in the Zoom with me. I am so happy, so happy. Thank you so very much for your courage, for just supporting and caring and stand up. So good, so good. So maybe you can introduce a little bit of yourself and then we will go with the flow.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Uh,
Well, my name's Bailey,
mm,
and I'm from Tulsa, Oklahoma. And well, I'm 24. I live with my partner. And right now I work as like a teaching artist. I'm kind of like a creative person. So that's kind of like what I do. But right now uh I'm trying to just bop it around, just trying to figure out what I like and stuff like that.
wonderful.
And I love your videos.
Thank you. Thank you. This makes me so happy. And the connection in expressing yourself with your creativity, with your hand, we must have a lot of to talk about, right? So,
Yeah.
what inspired you to do this, or in your life, small or big? What
Uh-huh.
inspired you? Mm.
So I I was listening. I've listened to you for like a while, and and then I just like I stumbled on like one of it, and it was like because I've been trying to like practice being like more mindful and like taking times for myself. Like I'll write like if a word comes to my head, I try and like write it down. And so I had this word like wave come to my head.
Write it down.
Yeah, yeah. And so that the word I was like listening to one of your videos, and then you had mentioned like life is like a wave, and I just felt this like rush of like affirmation like come over me, and I was just like, oh my gosh, and I had this, and it's really not like me to like reach out to people, even if I like follow them, or I usually just I don't usually reach out to people in that way, but I felt like such a urge
Yeah.
to reach out and talk to you and connect with you.
Totally understand. Sometimes we do not have that courage, or we do not feel that, and there must be some universal connection and get you so bumped up. And I need to speak to her, and we need to get that connection. Oh, that is so touching. Yeah. You teach, right? Do you teach?
Yeah, so I went. to school for acting.
Mm,
So I and then I but right now I teach
okay.
some like acting
Mm,
classes with kids, and I really enjoy that. It's not as like often as I like it to be, but I do really enjoy that, and just like being creative and talking with kids because I really like how they think.
okay. Here is one question about influence. Every day we influence people, and what we are saying, I am saying, is the true influence. Use your heart to brighten another life, to bring out the best, even when they are very tedious, very timid, very shy. How you bring it, and what do you think about influence, and how you make a change of other people's life? You make a life.
Yeah.
You enlighten me
Mm.
just
Well,
because you write to me. We feel
yeah,
it, right?
yeah. I mean, I don't know. I feel like we're all like we're connected with like everything, you
Yeah,
know. And I sometimes like I struggle like with you know, some days you feel like, oh, so good, like so good or so wonderful. You feel really wise and like grounded.
yeah,
And then the next day you feel like kind of weird and like uncertain
yeah,
and just a bit like stuck in the mud, you know? So sometimes I feel like I'm not always like who I like want to be. Do you
yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah,
But I think when you are feeling good, then you can be like
yeah.
use that power, I guess, and
Yes,
let other people feel influenced by you. And then and then also when you don't feel good, that's power to be vulnerable, you know, and being open, you know, because I find that too when people like admit like when they don't know things, you know.
yeah, yeah. So I, at this age, still every day there are up and downs. Even in the same day, there are small fluctuation and there are big fluctuation during 1 month's time or 1 week's time. There are some big up and downs. So I try to I still do not have a particular good way of making myself calm or making when there's something not working. We all know how to say to other people, but when it really happens,
Yeah,
it's hard. Now you
yeah,
be my guide. I feel down. How do you
mm,
encourage me? There are this couple of days, I just do not feel the urge of doing painting and no inspiration. And it's a very true thing. How you can inspire me or you can pump me up. I do need that push.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess I will just say like I mean, I find you quite inspiring, just like, you know, how you are because like I don't but I have like ADHD, so sometimes like I feel like I get like feel like I'm stuck in the mud or just like doing like tasks are really hard.
Yeah.
And I feel like your channel, like you're so good, just like you're very intentional, you know, like you like document things that
Yeah.
seem like mundane or simple, but just you just like talking out loud and just doing, just like your either it's your makeup or taking yourself on a walk or just what you need to do. I find that like quite encouraging. And I think that, all you can do is just a little bit,
Mm,
like bit by bit. I
mm.
mean, and I think it will come, I have like so like I'm sat at my desk and I have like so many projects, like all of these everywhere. And I think it's like part of it, just like giving yourself like grace, and knowing that someone like I'm a stranger and I admire you, like just how you move around, it seems very intentional.
Something. It's almost like fortune telling. Let me just talk about you, what I see you. You have a lot of movement when you talk, and it feels lively. Don't you feel so? And sometimes I do this dialogue and I start to find when we see other people do podcasts or do interview, there's no movement. And your body
Mm.
movement really brings a lot of things. Is that part of your performance lesson or in your second nature? It brings so much dynamic into the talk.
Yeah, I think it's maybe a mix of both. I've always been like a little bit dramatic and like a little bit extra, but also like it's a way for me to like stay on top of my thoughts. Because if I like don't like tap or like help, it's like just a way kind of to keep me like not from trailing off.
I can totally imagine. You must be the person to drive another person crazy and make another person absolutely happy, right? You, I can feel you are so full of passion and things. This is so fun. Okay, another little teeny tiny little thing. This kind of a girl talk, woman's talk. Is there anything or recently you buy something, you do something very fresh, make you feel, oh, life is good, something is right, and make you happy? Is there something? It shows
Well,
a person's appreciation of life or a person's character, let's say. Yeah.
mm.
Mm.
I bought I haven't bought too much stuff lately, but I did like on like when we get the start of a new month, I like to like make when like my desk in the living room, I like to like put all the things that I like. I like to like, like clean it and make it look good for the new month. And I thought this needed flowers. So I went to the store and like made a little like flower arrangement. And I just loved them. They're starting to wilt now, but that like made me just feel so, so good.
Yeah, it is these small little things, $5, $10. It's so makes me comfortable. Actually, I went to Costco, bought some inner garment. It's no seam, there is no line here, and everything smooth, the right stretch. And it's those small little tiny things makes me just
Mhm.
feel so good. Yeah. Do you have a dream?
Gratitude.
Yes, yes. Do you have something you like to do the most or you wish to do but not yet do or regret
I
or
have like I have just like as in like hobbies or
yeah.
just things. Well, I have a lot of things that I like to do. I think sometimes, because of like my ADHD, a lot of people like, okay, like you don't need to pick up another hobby but I also believe that people can, have more than one passion. And I definitely think I'm drawn to lots of things. And so I love like acting, but I also love directing and writing and poetry and like collages. So I've been like writing poetry and doing collages. I would like to write more,
Mm.
but yeah.
Yeah, this brings another question. You like to do directing, right? And what do you think about leadership or use your personal influence or use your character, which beyond the word? Okay, let me get started. I feel we heard a lot of people saying about leadership and things. It's not only words. There are so much more. It's we are connected from heart and soul. So
Mm,
it's not only words. It's so much beyond that. It's a person. When you are a good person, you have leadership. Well,
yeah.
you can use your experience directing or teaching. What do you think about leadership or how you make a
It's
better
funny.
leader? Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny because I I do struggle with taking like leadership roles, but I feel like because sometimes I almost try to like fight my nature
Mm,
because I have like a roundabout way of like doing things,
mm,
and I'm more like I sometimes think like, oh, like it will I not be perceived as like intelligent, or will I come across, will they get me, or will I make sense?
mm,
Sometimes I get in my way, but I that's why I think when I work with kids and also like directing like plays has is good because I feel like it's something I feel confident in,
yeah.
but so that helps when you feel like really like confident in something. But um I think like I would like to apply it with more like everyday life. I feel like I'm still trying to get comfortable with my voice,
Mm,
That's something I'm trying to just not like make my voice into someone else's, or just be comfortable with my voice and how I do things, you know. Um and and so that's how I feel like that. And I feel like being like empathetic and um like a good listener, that's kind of how I like to I think would makes me good.
wonderful. I just had one experience today. I had a Poshmark, a shop, and there was one
Mhm.
offer, and I do not want to accept that offer. So I said no, reject it, or make another different price. So it feels so good to speak out what you want, and that is very empowering. From
Yeah.
those small things, to say no to a role, to say no to a job, to say no to a meal, to say no to a certain time. It is so powerful when
Yeah.
you have that courage to do it. Do you always
Hmm.
have that courage? You
No. I don't always.
Me too. Me
I
too.
and that's yeah.
Yeah.
I mean that's like a big one if I get my nails done. Like if I get my nails done and I've had someone like act like cut my skin, and I will be like, but I won't say anything, I'll just like let them kind of cut my skin and just be like, I'm okay. you know. So there's like things like that. But also like I feel like with me like I need to like talk to myself. Like I need to go for a walk and talk out loud to
Mm,
myself. And I
mm,
know that that's like beneficial for me
yeah,
because otherwise everybody's voice is like rattling around
yeah,
in my head and I
yeah,
don't know what my own voice sounds
yeah,
like.
yeah.
Um, and so I have to practice that too.
You talk about you are confident in front of your class, in front of what you do. What do you think? The reason of your confidence and what makes you confident?
It just I think it just came like with like practice and experience and well it's something that I like I feel comfortable and passionate about, you know, and especially when I'm with like the younger kids
Yeah,
and I'm like teaching them and we're trying to do like a performance. I want them to feel safe and
yeah.
them to feel comfortable, so I think that kind of make wanting them to feel comfortable almost like overpowers any like anxiety that I have.
Exactly, exactly. Although you are not speaking exactly the word, it's from your competence. It's from your passion.
Hmm.
You know it. You know if this is going wrong, one kid saying the wrong word or forget the role, you know how to bring it into a new play, a developed play. That's from your competence. So that's from your years of experience. Ah, that is so good. Okay, let me see. I have written down some silly questions. Um, what makes you happy? Can be a very short one or long one. What makes you happy? What makes you sad? A little bit
I,
empty, this talk. Yeah. Um, seeing something new always makes me happy. Today,
mhm.
meeting you
Like
and talking something, I feel we are talking something so deep, very deep. Although those
yeah.
words comes out very simple, we all understand. We are talking heart to heart. And
Hmm.
meeting a new soul really makes me happy. And
Yeah,
yeah, what
new experiences. I heard this thing and it was so good because I like when people use like simple language. Like I
yeah,
feel like when I write poetry, I would like write like stuff that would make sense to me as a kid, like silly and that's like you know what I mean. But someone said you should like look for the weird every day, like find something weird, and each day you find something weird it makes your brain, you know, develop. It just finds something weird each day.
did you find something weird today?
Probably, but I feel like I always have weird little things happen to me that I just forget them.
Those weird questions from Haiyin.
No, no, I love it. I love it. The
Oh,
um but yeah, looking I guess but that's kind of the same thing, like looking for
yeah,
interesting and new experiences.
yes, yes, yes,
I like that too. I mean I feel really happy just like getting like on going on a walk or like riding my bike. I wrote things like that down because these are like things that are really simple, but they like instantly feel like they like bring me back to myself.
yeah.
Just like going for a bike ride or just like getting some space, like going to the library or something. You know, I feel so much like peace in Colorado. I don't know if you've ever been there,
Oh,
but that's where I got engaged. It's called Nathrop. And um it was actually like up on a waterfall. It's very like significant to me and my family. And like and obviously that's like it's like 12 hours away from where I
Yeah,
am. So
yeah.
I can't go there all the time. But that like when I'm there, I just feel like you see how like small everything is, you know? It feels like you have perspective and you can like breathe, you know?
Everything you say, the way you say, and it just makes me feel you are at the best stage of your life. Don't you think so?
I'd like to think so,
As
but it doesn't always feel like that.
you know that you are healthy, happy, pretty, young, energetic, and yeah, just understand how fortunate we are, right?
Yeah,
We
yeah.
yeah, we see there are some news, there are other things, but when we think about it, we are talking and full of energy, full of laughter. This is so good, so good, so good. Yeah. So I just want to get to know you. And that's from my side, the questions,
Mhm.
everything. Do you have any questions or other things? I am just so happy to see you.
I know I am too.
Uh,
I well, I guess I could answer your other I didn't answer your other question about,
mm,
you know, if anything makes you feel
yes,
like low
yeah,
or like sad.
yeah.
Um the um it like I sometimes like I said like I can struggle with that feeling like stuck in the mud
Mm,
and that sense I question a lot that sense of like well like what now, you
mm,
know, like
yeah,
what do I do right now,
mm,
because I I feel like I know what I want to do
mm,
and where I want to be and like the person that I want to be. But
mm,
the question that like rattles me in my brain is
mm,
like, what do I do now? You know, because it sometimes feels so big
yeah,
and it just feels like there's like so many
yeah,
possibilities and so many things to do.
yeah,
That's what a lot of like I write about is just like that feeling of just feeling frozen
yeah.
by everything, you know. And I feel like I feel sad just in general, just about I'm just generally like an emotional person.
I can
So
feel it.
I get like I get emotional just you just I want everybody to, you know, be doing well and you
Yes.
know.
Mm, yeah, I definitely can. Yes, you are just very sympathetic, empathetic, and you can connect to people from the heart, and you see things and react very sharply. Are you that kind of person? Very
Mhm,
something really touch your heart very strongly, very strongly.
mhm.
Anything right or wrong have a very severe or very strong reaction from you. That's so precious. It takes courage to do it. We through time we learn to calm down, but never ever lose the good things and always feel the most intense you can feel. When you get old, it's you lose that intensity of life, of feeling. Never lose it. It will be it will be such a strong asset for you to write poetry, to write your new play, to write your script story, to start something. It will be, yes, keep your strength. That's you. That makes you the person you are. Oh, How good. How good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. So if not, maybe another time we will bring up some more questions. We can make it short like this. Is that okay?
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah.
I'm just so happy to know you. Yeah.
I know.
Okay.
I feel so happy. Like
Yeah.
it's just and like I said, like I really do admire you, and I just feel, you know, like you like the videos of you just like dancing without like a care in the world, and you're just like a very genuine person, and I just think I just love how raw you are, and I find you very inspiring.
Okay. You inspire another thing for me. Shall we do a challenge? Do you do YouTube video or do you post on social media?
I would like to start do YouTube, but I don't. I just have it in Instagram.
Okay, when you do some dancing on Instagram, show it. We can dance together. We can compile all these dance every day, the good things, every day, happy things. We can post it and compose them together. Yours, mine, and other people's. Make it just more positive energy. What do you think? Yeah, keep on doing those.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it. That's the challenge. Yeah. And okay, I just want to say this. Every time before I open the Zoom link, I was curious what we are going to get, what I am going to see. And each time it's like open up a gold mine and so precious. I cannot imagine how you look. Even if I imagine, I cannot imagine how you look. I cannot imagine your age, but it's such a true, real person. So lovely. I am so happy. I am so happy. You are so precious. The people
Thank you
surround
so
you
much.
are lucky, are lucky. I am lucky that you write to me. Thank you.
Oh my gosh. Well,
Thank you.
I'm thank you so much. I'm very I feel so happy.
He is happy. He is lucky. You know, you know. Okay. Thank you so very much. Maybe we can say bye-bye to our friends.
Yeah, definitely.
Bye-bye. One
Bye.
moment. One moment. One moment. One moment. Okay, so with that, we concluded our chat for today. Maybe sometime later we will do another one with questions or with new views and new experience and new thoughts about life, about everyday things. And I am so very grateful for anyone who has the courage to face the world, to open up, to share their story. And it's so inspiring. And beyond this, each dialogue I had, each chat, each Zoom meeting, I have a different feeling. Some feels that profound, it's thought provoking, some curious, interesting, and some warm and lively. And Bailey, when I end up this Zoom, it fills me with chalorous and charm and yeah, what do I say? With warm, with liveliness, and with energy, with dynamic, and with purity, purity, pure, pure. Bye bye, friends. I love you. I really do. Do, 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 do. Goo, bye bye. Any of you wants to come, send me a message